Hello, hello, I'm Kads, and welcome back to the free-to-play review. So today we're going to be talking about the ongoing Path of Light that is going on for the next 4 days. If we take a quick look inside, we can see that it is a combination of champion training as well as dungeon divers. We always like the champion training parts because it's one of the most accessible things for most players, and I've never ever been a fan of dungeon divers being part of these events. But nonetheless, it does help in this case because it does get you a little bit of an opportunity to double dip with the champion training because you do get the shields from campaign. So since the last opportunity to do this, the values thankfully have not changed, so those are relatively consistent. And let's take a look at the rewards here. So pretty standard stuff in the beginnings where you have the soul coins, lower level tomes, energy gems, etc. But the big boys are here at the bottom. So you have a sacred up for grabs, an immortal soulstone up for grabs, 2 legendary tomes up for grabs, and a void shard as well, and an eternal soulstone with an ancient shard. In this case, they broke it down a little bit differently than normal, so I'm going to break it down a little differently than normal as well. I'm not going to call them by their positions necessarily, but we're just going to focus on the end reward and then identify the paths that way. So in this case, if you do want to go for the legendary tomes here in the center, you will have to get both of the keys, which are on the left hand and the right hand side. And so we can identify that you have a left key path, a right key path, and then you have the middle path to get to the tomes. And you also have the sacred shard path as well as the eternal soulstone path. So for starters, we do have the left key path here, just straight down the left hand side, and that will cost a total of 11,650 points. And on the right hand side, going straight down as well, this will cost you 9,650 points to get the right key. And once again, bearing in mind that you will need both of the keys to get either or both of the legendary tomes. So once you do that, you will have gone through some way to get through here, and thus you will only have to get the rare tome to come down what I'm calling the middle path. So starting at the rare tome, opening this area, then you go to the void, and then one or both of the tomes. So if you just go for one of the tomes, again including the left-hand, right-hand side to get both of the keys, it will cost you a total of 37,500 points. And if you wanted both tomes, you just add 10,000 to that, so 47,500 points. In fairness, that is a lot, so if that is not up to your speed, then you can focus on going for the Sacred Shard or the Eternal Soulstone. So you kind of start in the same way where you kind of follow the left-hand or the right-hand path, but you just diverge here. Instead of going through the Chaos Ore to the key, you go to the Immortal Soulstone, in this case, to the Sacred Shard, and that will cost you 30,650 points. Or on the right-hand side, you go through the Ancient Shard and the Eternal Soulstone, and that will cost you a total of 35,250 points. So as usual, let's hop over to the spreadsheet to get a better understanding of what all of this means in terms of the energy costs and how many coins you're going to be getting from different types of participation activities. So as usual, we do have the Dungeon Divers aspect here highlighted here, and we have the campaign elements where you get basically around 10 coins per run of the campaign, stage 12th round brutal. And then you're, depending on which level of dungeon you're in, you can see your average coins per run as well as your coins per energy for the Dungeon Divers aspect. Now in this case, we do have a champion training aspect, so I did add this one and I recalculated the values based on the light coins or whatever they're called, based on the one going on for the Path of Light. So you can kind of see here by cumulative or by per capita how many coins you're going to get for making each of these rank ups. And for those who are less familiar with the terminology, what per capita means in this case is that per each chicken, this is how many coins you should be getting. And then cumulative means making a 3-star chicken requires 2 2-star chickens, etc. As you go up, all the way up to a 6-star champion requiring 5 5-star chickens. So this is the cumulative amount of coins you would make or you would get by making chickens from scratch for each of the tiers. So if we scroll over to the right a little bit, you can see all of the math going into each of the subsequent paths that I've identified. And if you focus here, this is the energy cost table of how much it's going to cost depending on the method that you do. If this is exclusively the Dungeon Divers aspect, which, as we've already known from the past and just as you could expect, they're ridiculously high amounts of energy that I would never ever recommend doing an event like this entirely with Dungeon Divers, but that's where the champion training aspect comes in. So for example, if you were to make a 6-star champion from scratch, meaning you made all the 2-star chickens, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and fed that all up into one 6-star champion, and then you took that 6-star champion all the way up to 60 with a little bit of brewing along the way for each of the chicken tiers, you would essentially have paid for the 2 keys. So once again, going for the tomes is not exactly the cheapest. However, it is a relatively good return on investment if you are sitting on a bunch of chickens or sitting on a bunch of champions that you could rank up, and you can get a lot of points very quickly with a lot less energy cost. If you happen to be in that state, and then you get as far as you can get, and maybe you can get all the way down to the legendary tomes, which again is 47,000 points, or you can break off and focus on the Sacred or the Eternal Soulstone at your leisure. As for myself, what am I going to be doing? As I kind of hinted at earlier, I am not a fan of locking both tomes or either tome behind the double key, because normally it's usually one key for one tome type of deal, and that would be just a lot cheaper because you wouldn't have to go down another side. And so that'd be, 26,000 points for a tome, which is a good return on investment. It's worth mentioning that roughly these values here for leveling up and ranking up champions are about twice the amount for a normal champion training event. And so for a normal champion training event that's 4 days long, usually it costs 12,000 points to get a legendary tome. And if you double that, it would be around 24,000 points. As we kind of said, 24,000 points is basically enough to get you both of the keys, which is not great. And so you'd have to increase your effort substantially compared to the normal effort you'd put in, about 3,000 points a day for 12,000, or in this case, 6,000 points a day for 24,000 points, just to get access to both of the tomes and not even get either of them. So I'm not really a huge fan of that aspect of it. And so if I'm going to spend the energy, I have been antsy to do champion training. As we all know, I recently got Kadsistency, and she's already 6-starred and whatnot. And that's why I already have a bunch of points. But in this case, I'm just going to go for the Sacred Shard. It's the cheapest option whilst I'm already champion training, which is something I need to do. Also need to rebuild my silver count. But it's only 30,000 points, which is still above what the effort I would normally put in for one tome from a champion training event. But I think it's just a good return on the investment, and I'll also get the Immortal Soulstone as well. And if you were wondering how on earth I have 9,000 points already in the first few hours of this, I did already buy my weekly energy from the Tag Team Arena, as well as I spent all 1,000 of my clan shop energy on champion training as well. So essentially 1,300 energy plus whatever I accrued overnight is what I've already spent and towards the champion training aspect of this event. And then I also did make a 6-star champion, like I mentioned. And since I brought her up and it was also requested in the comments, I'll show you guys my Kadsistency, how I decided to build her. I do read the comments, so if you have anything to say, feel free to comment down below for any of these videos. But here she is right here, Kadsistency, level 52. Again, that's my prime level for getting the rest of the levels up to 60 through the Minotaur when I grind out the masteries. So as you can see here, I built her in a Guardian set so she can tank some damage for other people, as well as a Resistance set so she can just be a super resistant tank. As you can tell, I don't have her booked or ascended yet. I'm waiting for the next CVC just to make sure I get the points from doing that. It's not as worth it for like ascending as far as compared to legendaries, but it is still some CVC points, and I don't necessarily need her right this second, even though I would love to use her right this second. But more importantly, the books, she's not going to really function for anything I need without the books. And so if I'm waiting for the books, I might as well wait for the ascension. So bearing that in mind, her total stats are somewhat incomplete because again, she's not level 60 and she's not ascended. So you get a little bit of a bonus base stats when you get there, or get to maximum ascension level. So she'll probably be somewhere around 40-ish thousand HP, somewhere around 3,000 defense. I know her speed is going to be close to 230, which was my target. Her resistance is going to be upwards of 500, and her accuracy is going to be just over 200. So she's definitely biased way towards resistance because the only accuracy that she might need is on her A2 to reduce the duration of buffs on the enemy team. But again, primarily I've built her to resist things and stay alive and tank damage for the rest of the teams. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. That is the free-to-play review of the Path of Light event for June 2023. While I'm not super fond of this particular path layout, I think the rewards are fairly decent for the amount of effort it might require. I think this event would have been a lot better if they had combined the champion training with a summon rush, like they kind of have going on separately here. I wish that had been in this Path of Light, because then it would have been a lot easier to get different milestones, pulling a little bit of shards, because there are a lot of crazy 10x's going on this week. And again, you're probably not going to get anything from the 10x's, but since it's a summon rush, you get more points for the quality of shard that you pull. And so burning a couple of sacreds or voids or ancients or whatever you had for these rewards here at the bottom would definitely be a lot more worth it than trying to grind your way through a dungeon or just do it entirely with champion training. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and if so, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.